Picture this. You're lying in bed staring at the ceiling. The room is dark, but your mind is louder than ever. Numbers keep flashing in your head. The credit card bill, the student loan, that overdue payment you've been avoiding, and suddenly your chest feels heavy. That right there, that's debt anxiety, and millions of people are living with it every single day. Today, we're diving into why owing money feels like carrying a mountain on your back, how debt messes with your mental health, and most importantly, how you can take control and finally breathe again. If you've ever felt guilty, trapped, or even ashamed because of money you owe, you're not alone. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clearer path forward. Why debt feels so heavy? Let's be real. Debt isn't just about numbers on a bank statement. It's emotional. It's psychological. It eats at you in ways most people don't talk about. When you owe money, it feels like you've lost freedom. Every paycheck that comes in already has someone else's name written on it. And that sense of not being in control, that's a huge trigger for anxiety. Studies have shown that people in debt are 3 times more likely to suffer from depression and anxiety compared to those without debt. Why? Because debt isn't just about dollars, it's about identity. People often tie their self-worth to their financial health. When you're drowning in bills, it feels like you're failing at life. And here's the kicker. Debt anxiety doesn't wait for the bills to arrive in the mail. It follows you everywhere. At work, with your friends, even when you're trying to enjoy dinner, it's like background noise you can't switch off. The guilt and shame cycle. Debt has a way of making you feel guilty. Guilty for spending money in the past. Guilty for not being smarter with finances. Guilty for buying something you couldn't really afford. And then comes shame, the fear that if people knew how much you owe, they'd judge you. This creates a toxic cycle. The more guilty you feel, the harder it is to face your debt, and the more you avoid it, the worse it gets. It's like avoiding a doctor's appointment because you don't want bad news, even though waiting only makes things worse. The physical toll of debt anxiety. Debt doesn't just stay in your head, it takes a toll on your body too. Stress hormones spike, your sleep gets wrecked, and you may feel constant fatigue. Some people even report chest tightness, headaches, and trouble concentrating. It's no coincidence that debt and health problems often go hand in hand. When stress builds up like that, your immune system weakens, and you're more likely to get sick. Debt literally makes you feel heavier, mentally and physically. How debt tricks your brain. Here's something fascinating. Debt actually messes with how your brain makes decisions. Researchers found that people under financial stress often have reduced cognitive capacity. In plain English, when you're worried about bills, it's harder to think clearly, plan for the future, or make good money choices. This creates a dangerous loop. Anxiety makes you stressed, stress makes it harder to think straight, and that can lead to impulsive decisions, like borrowing more money or ignoring the problem altogether. Breaking free, step 1, face the numbers. So how do you fight back? The first step is facing your numbers. I know it sounds terrifying, but ignoring debt only feeds the monster. Open up every bill, every account, and write down exactly what you owe. Seeing it all on paper is scary at first, but it's also empowering. Why? Because you can't fix what you won't face. Think of it like shining a flashlight in a dark room. Once you see what's really there, it's not as scary anymore. Step 2, stop the bleeding. Next, stop adding more debt. If your credit card balance keeps growing, you're running on a treadmill that's only speeding up. Put a pause on unnecessary spending. Cut back where you can. Even small adjustments, like canceling a subscription or cooking at home more, help slow the bleeding. This step is about stability. Imagine you're patching a sinking boat. Before you start paddling forward, you've got to stop the leaks. Step 3, create a game plan. Now it's time to plan your attack. There are 2 popular strategies. The debt snowball. Pay off your smallest debts first. Once that's gone, roll that payment into the next debt, and so on. This builds momentum and confidence. The debt avalanche. Focus on the debt with the highest interest rate first. This saves you more money in the long run. Both work. The key is choosing the one that keeps you motivated. Think of it like exercise. Some people stick to running, others love lifting weights. The best plan is the one you'll actually follow. Step 4, talk about it. Debt thrives in silence. The less you talk about it, the more isolated you feel. Find someone you trust, a friend, family member, or financial advisor, and open up. You'd be surprised how many people are in the same boat but too scared to say it out loud. Talking about it breaks the shame cycle. It reminds you that debt doesn't define your worth. You are not your bank balance. Step 5. Protect your mental health. Even while you're working on your finances, take care of your mind. Meditation, journaling, exercise, these aren't luxuries, they're lifelines. You need mental clarity to stay consistent. And if your anxiety feels overwhelming, don't hesitate to seek professional help. A therapist can help you manage the emotional side of debt while you handle the practical side. The bigger picture. Remember this, debt is temporary, but your mental health is lifelong. Thousands of people climb out of debt every day. It doesn't happen overnight, but with persistence, it happens. The weight you're carrying right now doesn't have to stay forever. Real-life example. Take Sarah, for example. She had $25,000 in student loans and $10,000 in credit card debt. She avoided looking at her statements for months. But one night, after a panic attack, she sat down and wrote every debt on paper. She chose the snowball method, tackling her smallest balance first. Each time she crossed one debt off the list, she felt lighter. It took her 4 years, but she paid it all off. And she says the freedom she feels now is worth every sacrifice she made along the way. Sarah's story proves something important. The hardest part is starting. Debt anxiety is real. It's heavy, it's suffocating, and it can feel endless. But it's not the end of the story. By facing your numbers, stopping the bleeding, creating a plan, opening up and protecting your mental health, you can take back control. The weight won't disappear overnight, but step by step, it will get lighter. If this video helped you understand your debt anxiety a little better, don't let it stop here. Hit that subscribe button because we're building a space where money and mental health can finally be talked about openly. And remember, you're not alone, and your story isn't over. Join the WealthWise community and let's build wealth together. See you in the next one.